Dr. John Smith Pemberton, a pharmacist, invented Coca-Cola in 1886. Since its inception, it has grown to be one of the biggest and most powerful corporations in the entire globe. Whether you love or loathe Coca-Cola, everyone is familiar with the brand. But how many of you are aware of the gloomy background and details of this famous beverage? Don't worry if you're not aware. Here, we'll expose its darkest aspects all the way to the end. Stay tuned and subscribe to the channel before we begin. The birthplace of Coca-Cola and the location of its headquarters are in Atlanta, the capital of Georgia in America. The story starts with John Smith Pemberton, a bright 19-year-old with a passion for chemistry in the middle of the 1800s. He earned his medical degree in 1850, got married, and began a family a few years later. His area of expertise was chemistry, but he quickly founded his own pharmacy in Columbus, Georgia. The possibility of this chemist producing the most popular soft drink ever was extremely remote. Like any other American at the time, Pemberton's life was going smoothly. When Lincoln was elected president of the not-so-United States, he went from being chemist to soldier. After joining the Confederate Army, he soon advanced to the rank of lieutenant colonel. He was stabbed in the chest with a saber while serving on the battlefield at the Battle of Columbus. Due to the injuries, he was compelled to leave the service. He was morphine dependent and bedridden. He developed a morphine addiction as a result. He started experimenting in his pharmacy once more since he was so desperate to break free from his addiction. He set out to discover a treatment for his morphine addiction. He created Coca wine after much trial and error. He made it by combining cola nuts, damiana flowers, and coca leaves that have been soaked in wine. Yes, he invented Pemberton's French coca wine, the original form of Coca-Cola. It quickly gained a lot of adult popularity, but Pemberton was compelled to make the beverage alcohol-free because of the city of Atlanta's recent temperance legislation. Aiming to capture the soda fountain industry, he substituted sugar syrup for the wine. Pemberton's marketer, Frank Mason Robinson, suggested the name Coca-Cola because the beverage was flavored in coca leaves and cola nuts. To wrap things up, the world's most popular soft drink was created in 1886. The drug-infused beverage had a powerful punch and was advertised as the best brain and nerve drink. It was different from what we have today. The phrase cocaine fiend quickly spread through the media due to the widespread misuse of cocaine. Pemberton wished to distance his company's name from this connection. He discovered a technique to make his brain tonic drug-free. He substituted caffeine, a far less strong and more commonly accepted energy stimulant. This is the recipe for the Coca-Cola we consume today. This beverage skyrocketed. The future of the product appeared to be promising, but Pemberton's future didn't look promising at all. He had always struggled to overcome his addiction to morphine. He was almost bankrupt as a result of the soft drink business. The rights to his formula were feverishly being sold, but he kept one stake for his son Charles. John and Charles sold their final stakes for $1,750 in 1888 because they needed the money. A few months later, John Stitch Pemberton passed away at the age of 57 from stomach cancer. Anyone here ever read the list of ingredients on a Coca-Cola bottle? If not, do it the next time you go to the grocery store. Vegetable extracts are one of the substances listed. These are the exact same extracts of coca leaf and cola nuts. This raises the question of how an American company obtains this quantity of coca leaves in the modern era. Around this time, we start to see how the Coca-Cola spider starts spinning its web and draining the life out of the environment. The business formerly purchased its coca leaves from the regional Peruvian growers. These coca farmers in Peru, known as cosaleros, may only sell their produce to Coca-Cola due to the implementation of drug regulations. In addition to Coca-Cola and cocaine, coca leaves can also be used to manufacture tea, candy, and flour. But the cosaleros have no choice but to comply with Coca-Cola's demands, as there is only one customer for their goods. As a result, Coca-Cola gained billions while the farmers remained in poverty. Anti-drug legislation like the Jones-Miller Act of 1922 and the Harrison Narcotics Act of 1914 gave special exceptions to Coca-Cola and allowed them to continue importing coca plants. The chemical processing facility for Coca-Cola is called Step & Co. in New Jersey. In this site, cocaine worth more than $200 million is extracted yearly and sold to pharmaceutical firms for use in painkillers. After the leaves have been neutralized, they are mashed up into a sugar syrup base and prepared for delivery to the bottling facility, where the remaining 90% of water is added. For some of you, the revelation that 90% of the water in each bottle of your favorite beverage is filtered tap water may come as a surprise. That's funny. However, it is not funny to people in developing countries. Coca-Cola uses an excessive amount of groundwater when building a bottling facility. As a result, there is a water shortage in the area, making it impossible to have enough water for drinking or agriculture, which finally results in a food shortage. The largest beverage company in the world is most likely Coca-Cola. Nevertheless, they continue to acquire businesses in order to maximize their profits. See what happened in India? Coca-Cola has started to expand into India. Sadly, they didn't perform as well as they had expected. They left as a result to avoid further financial loss. In order to fill the need, Parle Agro created Thumbs Up, a Coke-like product in 1977. In the end, Coca-Cola acquired the Thumbs Up business and rebranded it. The majority of the people are unaware of this. In other words, Coca-Cola is effectively selling itself to consumers without their knowledge. We are aware that we should consume enough healthy water each day. However, Coca-Cola once urged customers to choose Coke over water. They started a campaign called H2No to do this. Despite the fact that it doesn't appear to be declared anywhere on the container, reports claim that Coca-Cola did indeed contain traces of alcohol, particularly in nations with strict anti-alcohol cultures. This generated a stir. The caramel colorant 4 can be found in Coke. The coloring agent that gives Coca-Cola its distinctive brown hue is this dye. With the exception of notifying consumers on the package that the dye may cause cancer, the state of California has reduced the maximum rate to 29 milligrams per can. Coca-Cola, however, continues to market its beverage with a greater prevalence of this hazardous component in other regions of the United States and the rest of the world where the restrictions are not required. According to research study data, drinking these sweet, fizzy drinks has an adverse effect on the brain and increases the risk of strokes and dementia. It has also been associated with diminished liver and kidney function. They continue to be in full denial despite all the scientific facts. They continue to promote their toxic products to us, endangering global health, all in the name of the almighty dollar. Global health continues to suffer as a result as they continue to make money. It's time to expose Coca-Cola's sinister side. One of the best-known myths regarding Coca-Cola is that cocaine was incorporated into the original formula. What are your thoughts on this? I apologize if you think it's just a rumor. It is very accurate, I have to say. It's difficult to estimate exactly how much cocaine was in the original cocktail, but there was some. Additionally, the original Coca-Cola contained alcohol. Atlanta, where Coke was bottled, however, enacted prohibition in 1886, so the alcohol was taken out and more sugar was added. But the drink's cocaine content persisted for the decade that followed. Since 1903, Coca-Cola has been gradually replacing the cocaine in its formula with caffeine and more sugar. Coca-Cola is still one of the biggest businesses in the world, despite numerous allegations and smear campaigns. You are aware of Coca-Cola's devastating effects on children's health, their lobbying of governments, and the numerous scandals they've tried to sweep under the rug. Still, are you going to keep giving Coca-Cola to your kids? Or if you're a CEO, are you going to keep Coca-Cola vending machines in your office? Well, it is your choice. I leave it up to you. People are going to wake up, and you can either be at the forefront of human progress, or you can be at the back. I love Warren Buffett and think he's a great guy, but I've often wondered why a decent guy like Buffett would invest so much money in Coca-Cola. How do you see the future of Coca-Cola? What if their trade secrets are exposed and the investors start to flee and put their money in other investments? I don't see any imminent danger for Coca-Cola. They will be in charge of the beverage companies as long as they have financial clout. What do you think? Post a comment below. I trust you enjoyed the video. To show your love, kindly like and share with your loved ones. Thank you for watching.